So now I'm to the quadratic formula, right?
Yeah, you're right. But if you don't mind first, I've got a magic trick. It's a mathematical one. It's relevant. It is.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, so you've got to think of a number between 0 and 20.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? You add 5.
Right.
Times the whole number by 2. Minus 4.
Right.
And now close your eyes.
Okay.
It's dark, isn't it?
Wow, how'd you do that?
Well, the secret is algebra, but a good magician never reveals his tricks, so I'm going to have to keep that secret from you.
Cool. Can I open my eyes now?
Yeah, the magic trick's done. The magic trick's done.
Anyway. Yeah.
So, quadratic formula, you're right, we can move on to that now.
We can. So, when do we use this?
Well, first we're going to require a quick recap.
Alright.
If we have a quadratic, it might cross the x-axis twice like that. And you might be told to find out what these 2 points of x are. Now, if I rub that out, if we rub this out and put up an example, just a quick recap of what we did before. If I give you the example y equals x squared plus 5x plus 6, find the points where that crosses the x-axis.
I remember doing that, we did the factorising thing.
Yeah.
So we need two numbers that add together to make this one and times together to make this one, so 1 and 6.
2 and 3.
Yeah. 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 both be positive, that'll work. X plus 2 and x plus 3, making x equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 3. Alright, yeah, I did the formula for that. That was good.
You did really well at that.
Thank you.
So, if I give you another example,
Okay, alright.
try and apply the same principle to this.
Okay, right.
So if we have x squared plus 3x
Right.
minus 9, and what y equals.
Okay.
Now try and find out where that one crosses the x-axis.
Alright, so two numbers that times together make 9, so that's 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. Okay, and then you add together to make 3, so that's 8 and that's
Oh dear. Well, he was quite right when he died. You can't do this in the way we did before, and that's what the quadratic formula is. It's a formula for quadratics. Creative name, isn't it? Quadratic formula. It's a formula for finding out the values of x where it crosses the x-axis, because they're not always simple numbers, and you can't always put it into 2 brackets via factorising. So if I put up the formula, then I'll go through this worked example. So the formula is, it's quite a whopper. X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, what on earth does that mean? Well, all your quadratics are in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So the number before the x will be b, the number before the x squared will be a, and the number at the end is c. And then when you plonk these numbers into this formula, you're going to get 2 values for x. The first one, you're going to plus all of this, and the second one, you're going to minus it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the example that killed Triv. Y equals x squared plus 3x minus 9. Now, what we could do is having Triv back, really, because then he can look at this formula and he'll know how to do it without dying. So, how can we wake him up? Let's see. Education. No, that's not motivating enough, is it? No. Cookies.
What happened?
Well, I put up a formula here.
A formula?
A quadratic formula. And
yeah?
this example that you struggled with, let's see if you can do it if you use this.
Oh, okay. I think I'm first going to need to write down the thing, aren't I?
Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So you know what b is, and you know what c is, and a.
Alright, yeah, I think I can do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so minus b, so it's minus 3.
Because the coefficient of this x, which is bx, is 3. So minus 3 plus or minus, that means you do it twice, once plussing and once minusing. The square root of all of this is all added together and all square rooted. And then that's all over 2a. Now, the coefficient of x squared isn't 0, there's an invisible 1 in front of it. You don't write it. So 2 times 1 is 2.
Absolutely. We can simplify some of this, can't we?
Yep, you can definitely simplify what's in here.
You can. So, I'll write it up here again, in blue to be simplified. So 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 9.
8 times 9 is
72.
72. And it's plus, because you've got a minus times this times a minus.
Yeah, so it's 9 plus 72 and that's 81.
81, yeah.
And we know what the square root of that is.
It's just 9.
It's just 9. So then,
That's what this square root is when you add that together, is 81. Root 81 is 9.
okay, so you have minus 3 plus or minus are 9
Yep.
over 2. Now, I reckon seeing through this in 2 steps.
Yes, the first one you're going to do minus 3 plus 9 divided by 2, and that will give you a value for x. And the second one is minus 3 minus 9 divided by 2, and that will give you your other value
Okay,
for x.
I'm going to do the plus one first. So minus 3 plus 9 is just 6.
And
over
6
2.
over 2 is 3, so one of your values of x is 3.
You don't flip anything here.
Now it gives you a direct answer.
Minus 3 minus 9 is minus 12, divided by 2 is minus 6.
And again, you don't turn that into a positive 6, it's just minus 6. So if we rub all these things out here, what you're going to have is you're going to have a quadratic. It crosses 2 times at 3 and minus 6. 3 is here, minus 6 is back here. And we knew it was a positive coefficient of x squared, so it's going to be a smiley face, not a sad face. And the middle is going to be somewhere in the middle. It's a good place to have the middle.
I think it's a good place to have middle.
It's going to look something like that if you're asked to draw it.
And that's the sort of question you get in the exam.
The only other type of question they might have is something like...
Oh yeah, Bob has a garden.
Bob loves gardens.
He loves gardens, and some of them have funny shapes.
But rather than giving you numbers and
yeah.
areas, he's going to give you that. So you might have to work out, maybe that's x plus 4, or maybe that's 6x or something. So
Yeah, and you'll find out the area of the shape, and you'll times those things together, and it'll make a quadratic,
Yeah.
and then you go on to use the formula here, but it's just applying your knowledge.
So up here you're going to have x, lots of x plus 2, which is x squared plus 2x. And you're going to add that onto all of this area of garden, which is going to be 6x times x plus 4, and so on and so on. That sort of question.
Yeah.
And that's the quadratic formula. So
It is. So,
I'm going to go learn some more magic tricks.
where are the cookies? I had cookies.
No one said cookies, I said education.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not cookies.